What is up, everybody? Today we are looking at this battery, the one that comes with your Panasonic S5 camera, and this battery from Wasabi. A lot of people talk trash about Wasabi, but I've had pretty good luck with their batteries for the GH5, and now with the S5, let's see if they can keep that track record up. By the way, for the GH5 users out there, don't leave just yet because these batteries have GH5 pins on them as well as the S5 pins. So you can actually use these batteries with the S5 or the GH5, although obviously you can't use your GH5 batteries on the S5. Why would you want to use these batteries as a GH5 user? Well, they are, 2200 and 2250 milliamp hours. I think the GH5 batteries are about 2000, I'd have to check. So these definitely have more capacity and can get even more battery life out of the GH4 or 5 or even the GH3. I'm pretty sure you could use these in the GH3 too, so that's a pretty interesting thing. So if you're looking to buy more batteries for the GH5, I would definitely consider buying some S5 batteries and taking advantage of an even longer battery life on these cameras. So let's go over some basic stuff. We've got the Lumix battery first. This comes with your S5, but obviously one's probably not going to be enough. So if you want to buy one of these, what is that going to run you? Well, these things are about $87 I have written down here, and they have about 2200 milliamp hours. We're going to see how long that actually is going to last in a minute. But yeah, that's pretty high cost for just one battery. Meanwhile, the Wasabi battery is only about $20 per battery, and I recommend getting 2 of them at once along with this charger it comes with, which actually holds both of those batteries. I'm going to compare the chargers later on too, but first let's get right into the battery life. So doing a quick test, recording at 4K, just starting the recording as often as possible, I got 2 hours, 23 minutes, and 51 seconds out of the Lumix battery. Now that's pretty good for continuous recording. It gives you a really good idea of how long this battery is going to last. The Wasabi battery, I have to say, it is worse. It only recorded for 2 hours and 14 minutes and 55, basically 2 hours and 15 minutes. So yeah, I mean, not really 8 or 9 minutes less time. Even though it technically has 50 more mega amp hours. Yeah, even though it's got technically 50 more mega amp hours, it did get like 9 or 10, 8, whatever, in that area, less minutes of record time, which, so to be honest, for, a quarter of the price, that's pretty good. Now, I can't speak to the longevity of these batteries. I know that the Wasabis on my GH5 seem to have run out at the same, maybe a little faster pace than the Panasonics, but not that much more. I've been using these batteries for months now, and they've been holding up pretty good. So yeah, are they worse than the Lumix when it comes to battery life? Yes. Are they gonna degrade faster? Probably, but you can get 4 of these and a charger for the price of 1 Lumix. So, I mean, 4 of them and 2 chargers, really, which is what I did. So if you have something really important, are gonna have to be recording for a really long time, the Lumix is definitely better, and I would definitely use that in those situations, but if you're shooting B-roll or it's not that important, the Wasabis are definitely fine. I mean, Wasabis are probably definitely fine no matter what. Let's look at a couple other things about these real quick. Something I was curious about was the time on low battery. Once the battery indicator starts flashing red on the bottom of the corner, how long do you have to record with? So on the Lumix battery, it looks like it was about 5, maybe 6 minutes, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, I would say you safely have about 4 or 5 minutes left on that one. Interesting thing about the Wasabi battery was it actually stayed on low battery for a lot longer, and that red flashing icon was more like 10 minutes on the Wasabi, which, is pretty good. Now I have to admit, guys, this Lumix charger is actually really cool for a couple reasons. It comes with your camera, which is great, and something that someone pointed out to me was you can actually put a battery in, not even any charger, and check the battery life. So let's take this Wasabi battery, and there you go. You can tell this one's at 50% or lower. You take this Lumix, and you can see it's at pretty much 100%. So that's really cool, and you might want to keep this around in your bag just to check your battery so you don't have to put them in your camera to see, hey, is this charged or not? And I'm pretty certain this works in the GH5 batteries, but I'm not an electrician. It might not work because of the milliamp hours, but same voltage, same percentage. It should give you a good idea on your GH5 batteries as well. Like I said, it's pretty great that this comes with your camera, and it is a super nice charger. But if you look online at the price, you're probably gonna think twice about getting a second one of these, because this thing is $116. Looking at the Wasabi charger here, this one's nice because it can fit the GH5 batteries as well, and it fits 2 batteries. You can do a Wasabi and a Lumix, you can do a S5 and a GH5 battery, any combination, and it works pretty well. I think they charge at about the same rate, but that's something I didn't exactly test, so maybe we'll do a follow-up video. Okay, so we're editing again, and I did test that charger thing, and it is interesting. I lost the time-lapse footage, so you just have to take my word for it, but the Panasonic charger is definitely way faster. It was just like maybe 3 or 4 hours to charge, and the Wasabi with 2 batteries in it at least took something like 7 or 8 or 9 hours, and these are completely dead batteries. So yeah, if you're just charging like a single battery, the Panasonic Lumix charger is going to be way faster. But if you've got a multiple battery situation, like if you're just going to bed after a long day and you charge overnight, the Wasabi is going to be totally fine, especially if you have multiples. I've got like 2 or 3 Wasabi chargers at some point, so I can be charging like 6 batteries of various usage. So when you've got a decent amount of time to charge stuff, Wasabi's the way to go. If you've got to charge one battery really quick, or if you've got one battery down, you're just gonna throw it on the charger to swap out your second battery or whatever, definitely the Lumix charges way faster, at least from the one test I did. Maybe the Wasabi, if you just had one charger or one battery in it, it would be faster. But anyway, I thought that was definitely worth noting. Anyway, back to the video. This comes with the charger, the cord, 2 batteries, and is all $40, whereas the Lumix charger and battery, if you wanted to get a second battery and second charger, would be, what, $200? So $200 for a Lumix battery and charger, and then $40 for 2 Wasabi batteries and a double charger, which also comes with the cord. So obviously the Wasabi is providing a better value. The Lumix has a couple nice features like the charge indicator that works even when it's not plugged in, and it also shows when it is charging how much percentage it has left to charge. Wasabi, on the other hand, just has a red and green light at the top. Red means it's charging, green means it's done. Channel 1, channel 2, channel 1, channel 2. So not as fancy, but it gets the job done. Green means go, red means we're still going, but when it's on red, it could be at 1% charge, it could be at 95% charge. You never really know. So all in all, Lumix has some tricks up its sleeve for sure, but at the end of the day, the Wasabis are such a good value that, you know, even if you do really like the charger and battery that came with the S5, unless you're like an ultimate professional, I think the Wasabis are gonna be 100% acceptable and even better in some cases. It lasted twice as long when on low battery compared to the Lumix. So at the end of the day, you know your budget, you know what you need. Do you just need like 2 really consistent solid batteries, or would you rather have 4 or 8 Wasabi batteries? That's kind of going to be up to you. When it comes to the charger too, that's really going to be up to your, you know, sort of own preferences as well. But do you really need like 2 chargers that are super fancy? I also like that the Wasabi's a little flatter. I find it easy to pack away. I mean, it's a lot bigger this way, but it's a lot flatter this way, so your mileage might vary there. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. I just wanted to put away the rest that third-party batteries are not worth it. I think they generally can be pretty good. They don't last as long usually, but you know, you can do a lot worse. I've had a couple other brands for the GH5, but for the S5, I definitely have only used the Lumix and the Wasabis. Can't really comment on any of the other ones. And again, if you are a GH5 user, I think you really should consider these S5 batteries, because when I don't take the S5 out, I just use the S5 batteries on the GH5 and it just runs forever. It almost reminds me, not quite, but of the GH4 days when the battery would just last like forever. You'd never have to change batteries. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something, and if you pick up a Wasabi battery or a Lumix battery, or if you have any preferences, let me know. And also, if you've had any random horror stories with third-party batteries for the S5 or the GH5, definitely put it down in the comments so people know what not to buy. And if you would like the Wasabis or any other third-party brands, definitely comment that down below too. I'm sure a lot of people would really appreciate the info. It's really hard, especially with these new cameras, to find out if these batteries are worth it. And so every little bit of information helps and will help people make an informed decision. Anyway, guys, I'm Rhett Thompson. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do, and I will see you in the next video.